Hello everyone, welcome to Cellopedia. This is Maxim. I'm so excited that you are here because you decided to try to work on cello method, written by Dotzauer and edited by Klingenberg. Working on cello method is quite different compared when you work on random scales, etudes, and concert pieces. Because here you will be guided step by step. And this way you will build very strong technique, which will help you later on to play any piece of music you want. Okay, let's start playing the exercise number 1. Here are all 4 notes you need to know in order to play on 4 open strings. C string, G string, D string, and A string. In the following exercises, each string will be marked with number. Once you see the number below the music stuff, that will tell you on which string to play those notes. In the exercise number 1, you will only be using the bow. Your left hand will not be doing anything. You can have it here or even put it on your knee. The first note is D on D string. You will have to start it down bow. And the down bow is when you move the bow from the frog this direction. Let's do it. Check your bow hold, put the bow on the string, closer to the frog, and let's play our very first note. The first note is the whole note. That means that it's 4 quarter notes long. But in this first exercise, I don't think we need to count that much. The goal here is to be able to play the long note, and then you have a measure of rest with fermata. That means you can take even more time. Fermata usually means extra time. And what you will do is you will play the long note, D, then you will stop the bow, wait a little bit, check your bow hold, and then the following note will go opposite direction, up bow. And again, you have some time to double check what's going on here, maybe to take a deep breath. And you see there is a repeat sign, so you can repeat those 4 measures again. So we go to the beginning of the exercise, play the long note, D. Take a few seconds of rest, and then play the same note, D, up bow. At the end of the video, I will play this exercise through. So stay with me and then we will practice together. Let's continue. After the repeat sign, you have to play on G string, the 3rd string. It's marked right below the note. This is G string. And you have to do the same way. You make a long note, the whole note, 4 quarter notes long. Then you stop the bow and continue with up bow. You repeat those 4 measures and then continue on the A string, the first string. And after you do it again, then you switch to the C string, the 4th string. Again, in this exercise, it doesn't really matter how long you wait between notes. Just take enough time to feel comfortable to continue. The main point of this exercise is to find the correct string and practice 2 bow directions, down bow and up bow. The second line of this exercise. Here you have to play the same notes. However, there will be a tiny stop between those notes, especially when you have to move from one string to another. Just this stop will not be that long. And then you continue. Now, later on in this line, you will have to play half notes. And a half note is 2 quarter notes long. No worries that if it sounds too complicated. Again, a little bit later on in this lesson, we will play with a metronome, and then we will be counting every note. And you will be able to join me and get used to that. So for now, just pay attention that starting from the measure 9 of this exercise in the second line, you will have to play half notes. Don't worry about the letters you see above those half notes. That's suggestion which part of the bow you could use. But I believe at this point in the first exercise, it would be too much to worry about particular part of the bow to use. So for now, just use as much bow as you need. And that will help you to achieve what we have to do here. Starting from the third measure of the third line, you will have to play quarter notes. That means that each note will be just 1 count long. And it will sound this way. Here you have to go from one string to another string the same way like in the earlier parts of this exercise, but here you will have less time to do that because you will be busier playing faster quarter notes. Are you ready to play the whole exercise together? In order to do it, we need to decide in which tempo we are going to play. And here we will need to use a metronome. I will set a metronome to 60. That means that the quarter note, each beat will be 60, and it will sound like this. I will start playing. Try to play with me. If you get lost, you can stop a recording, go back, or just join me whenever you feel you can do it. In the first line, I will not be playing the rests with fermatas. That will make it way too long. When you practice, you can take extra time. But for now, let's agree just to have 4 quarter notes rest for every empty measure. Before you start playing, check your bow hold, make sure that your wrist round and relaxed. Position your middle finger close to this metal ring, and you are ready to go. If you made it that far, I'm sure you will do just great learning to play cello. Because it takes a lot of patience and every day's work to master the art of playing cello. Few tips how to work on this and every other exercise. When you see repeat sign, that doesn't mean that you have to play it just 2 times. You can play it as many times as you feel you need to do. And the more you play with all attention to how you do it, the better your technique will be. Lesson after lesson, we will be talking about different parts of the cello technique. Your bow hold, your right hand movements might not be perfect at this point. You might be tired after playing just few measures. This is perfectly normal. Don't get too upset about this. Just every time you practice, try to experiment, try to find a way to relax. Think about how you breathe, what your posture is. If you play just few measures and you feel that your muscles get sore, that's perfectly normal. Don't give up. Just give yourself some time to relax, to breathe, and start over. Try to be more sensitive. What might cause this kind of soreness? And with a proper experience, with time invested in practicing, you will overcome this problem. This is it for our first lesson. I'll see you next time working on exercise number 2. Thank you for watching Cellopedia. Keep playing cello.